Oh no. Says it's being used. I'm live right now. Hmm. Hi, Debbie, Terry, Diana, JDU. Oh boy, it's gonna be a while, my friends, to remember. Can you hear me? Maybe not. Pop out my chat. Hold on. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, that's good news. Hey, Cheryl. Bridgeton Cheryl. I believe it's Bridgeton Cheryl. It has been years. I was just looking at my YouTube studio and it's telling me that my last video was 4 years ago. Whether that's exactly 4 years ago or some years. I gotta pop out my chat. I need reading glasses these days. So it's quite hard to see. It's on dark mode, which I don't like. Let's see. Expand my chat a little bit. Hmm. See me and hear me. That's awesome. So I'm a little bit early. Hi, Graphics Kathy. I wanted to make sure that everything. I'm not actually on my art table. I'm sitting on the couch, my friends, just like old times. Is it too loud? One of the things I have to invest in is on the microphone. I'm using the laptop's microphone and my webcam, my regular webcam, which looks pretty clear right now. Now I do live. I know I said I went live at 5, so I'm not going to talk. I know everybody's going to want to hear what's going on, but I do live in Toronto proper now, like real Toronto. Not the suburbs, not anything. So there's construction noises out there. We might hear some sirens. We could hear some screaming. Who knows? I am on the 17th floor, so hopefully it won't be too bad. I move the mouse here. Is my chat already frozen? Maybe. I hope everybody's been well. You're coming to Toronto in May? Oh, my friend. Like at like downtown, I imagine. What are you gonna do here? That's exciting. I still work in Durham in Whitby, where I used to live. I take the GO train to and from work every day, which is a 45-minute ride each way, which is pretty good, I think. Not bad. You don't have to be, you know, uh, what I always say. I can read on the train. I don't have to be aware, like as if I was driving 45 minutes to work every day. I normally have my laptop, like I stream for so long in a certain way, and I always have my laptop like right here, right here to be able to see the chat. But I need reading glasses these days. This is hard to see. You still use Razafrazin as a curse word? Only if I'm in mixed company will I bust that out. These days, I sound exactly the same. Hi, Robin. Good to see you, my friend. It's so every time I think of you, I think of when I saw you in that comment section. I won't say what community that was, but I don't know if you still watch. Sometimes I do. I got this nice mouse pad as a background. This is a long one. I really like it. I don't know if it'll remain that way. Obviously, when I actually start doing some art today, we're gonna look through. Eventually, when we start going here, we're gonna look through a whole bunch of sketchbooks I've been working on. What I've been doing in the past 3+ years, which is unfortunately not a lot of art, but I want to talk about what I am doing right now, um, to get back into art. So, or what I've been doing to slowly ease myself back in after not doing anything for so long. You have to use your phone on your table computer way too far away. I know. Like my my view, my eyes. I don't know about you guys, like as it seemed like one day I woke up and all of a sudden I couldn't read. Like I couldn't see to read. It wasn't like a progressive type of thing. It was like all of a sudden it was like hold the paper so I can see it. I can't see anything. Trying to like maybe if I close. Mm-mm. Put my chat back over here to the right. The next time I stream, I'm gonna have a different setup at my table here. Yeah. We're gonna try something, so let's see if it messes it up. So is everybody? What's that? Sorry. We closed the chat, and now I don't know where it went. Hold the fort. Restore chat. Pop-up chat. I still have the accent, eh? I don't know, this Canasorian accent, I can't get rid of it even after all this time. The Midwest really left an impression on me, that's for sure. Oh, that's bigger. Oh, nice. I'm getting help with now the font is like this. It's big. So has everybody been arting? Is there anybody like me who hasn't done much in the past couple of years? Uh-oh. I am so not techie. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. So we'll go through some of the sketchbooks that I worked on. We'll go through this art journal that I did work on when I was posting to Instagram. What would have that been? Like a year ago? Almost done. Almost done. Oh, Kathy's putting total dead zone, Cheryl. Robin arts on and off. Uh-oh. Hold the fort. Little technical difficulties. This is why I came live a little bit early.
Can you try?
Let's see if we can just pop out chat. I can't even. So the whole thing is.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I was thinking about putting a little lo-fi music on in the background, or some, jazz, or those channels that they have on YouTube that just play for stream for hours and hours and hours. Oh, that's good. Right there. Let's try that and leave it there. Okay, let's see. Let's go back up the chat. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Let me go over. JD Lou is Judy. Now I remember. I think it's just going to take me a little bit, and then all right, now everything. Oh, W, you've been doing some digital collage ephemera books on Amazon for real? Hold on. Where's my edit? I need to take some notes. But I was posting on Instagram. I have done a little bit of mixed media in here. As some of you guys have been seeing, I've been posting to Instagram right now. I've been doing the 100-day project. And I'm just doing watercolor swatches, so I'll show you that book in a second. Thank you for the likes, everybody. It matters. I actually obviously let myself be demonetized a long time ago. So now we're just back to sharing because we love it. You have 20 books listed, Debbie? How do I find them? This is my composition book I use for morning pages. And this autofocus, now that I have a different laptop that I'm using other than my MacBook Air. My MacBook Air didn't support the Logitech program. Now I have that, but I can't figure out how to get that pop out the pop-out control that I used to have. Oh, you just search Debbie Epps. Well, that I can do. Do you sell? Does it sell on the Canadian Amazon too, or is it just listed on the American one? I don't know how any of that works. That's awesome, Debbie. You tired from working, trying to make time for more art. You see, that's my thing. I have zero. I work afternoons. As everybody knows, I don't have children. I have zero excuses. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you, my friend. I have zero excuses not to do art. It's just you get in a. Well, I can only speak for myself. I get in a funk. And you know, I don't know. You just get out of practice. But I'm excited what I've done in my sketchbook so far. I'm excited about how I've worked in my different morning page journals over the years. I just can't believe how long it's been. Hi, Other Sherry. Yeah, morning pages, Julia Cameron. I still write. I still write a lot. I'll just give you an example. I've always done, if you remember, like I really like to have the automatic writing and then I'll do art on top. Welcome, Lucy. Nice of you to be here. I'm trying to find something in this journal. Some of this stuff is pretty personal, but I'll do something like this. That's a sticker from work. But I art over top of my morning pages. Hi Safia, good to see you, my friend. Stuff like that. What does that say? What are values? I actually that was notes from there was a value. Everybody, I've said for a long time, sorry my words, I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. I've done this. This is 15 years that my YouTube channel has been on, but I haven't streamed for so long. I must admit I'm a little nervous. Uh, Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, values. I was taking notes on values because one of the first people I started watching years in 15, 16 years ago is Les Herger from Comfortable Shoes Studio. She's still around. She's posting lots of videos these days. I still suggest go check her out. I love her so much. I love her work, and she started this whole thing for me. She was one of the first streamers I ever watched 15, 16 years ago. So go check her out. Her channel. Check her out. Check out her channel here on YouTube. All right, it's time for coffee. I'm gonna get a coffee, and then we're gonna get. Oh, you too, Kathy. I love Les Herger. Like I said, Comfortable Shoes Studio. Go check her out on YouTube. But she had a really good video. It was a series. I want to say it was 2 or 3, where she used a comp book. She was defining her values and how she journaled it and all that fun. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I hope you're well, Safi. I really enjoyed. Now let's be while we're chatting before I start showing stuff before 5 o'clock. Because I know I said I'd go live at 5. Um, Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Safia, Instagram. That's like I haven't even been on Instagram. When I say that if I'm not around on social media, like I'm not looking at it at all. I apologize. I know I ghost people. I'm dealing with those things. Trying to be better. But like Facebook, you see stuff from like days ago. I can't find any of my friends, any of my art friends. I don't see any art at all. Like we all know what's on Facebook right now. So when I post on Facebook, it's really pretty much just pushed from Instagram, because at least on Instagram when you're scrolling that, it's art. So I get to see Safia's beautiful work on Instagram, and a lot of you, not just Safia, but it reminded me. So I'm still Journal Artista over there as well. Hi Martha, wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. The only complaint right now I have about Instagram, look, put something in my hand. I'm still pointing. I love this orange Bic pen. Some things never change. I still love Bic pens. Uh, like instead of seeing my friends, like I have so many people I follow, but what you see is a lot of people that they are suggesting you follow, which is also beautiful art. But I'm like, can you please show what my friends are posting before you show me what other people you want me to follow? So that's a little frustrating. Maybe there's a setting for that, and I don't know. Right? I'm still working through all that. I have to click on the Insta while we're here. Oh, where's my phone? Oh, I probably left it in the bedroom. Um, I have to click on Instagram, the little icon on the top, and then choose. Oh, I do have my phone here. Click on Instagram at the top. I'm right here right now. We've got the, oh, now I see it. Click on Instagram. Following. Oh, look at you, Safia. Yeah, baby. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, now I actually see people that I not that I don't care about other people, but I want to see you guys. If that makes sense. But this is my current morning page journal. Although I haven't, since I started working on my sketchbook again, I haven't done a lot of art on top of any of these pages, but we'll go back to do some of my old ones that I've done a couple years ago here in another 5 or 10 minutes. I have to do it all the time, Safia. Hey, that's fine. I'd rather do that than, but I mean, it's nice to find new people. Don't get me wrong, but I want to see your guys's. I want to see your work. Like I said, the next time I'm sitting on the couch right now. If you're just joining, I'm streaming on the couch. My art table is not really set up yet. I have only really been doing art on the couch. Um, so next time I will be at my desk and we'll actually do some art. Today's more of a catch up, show and tell. I want to hear what's going on in what's going on in your life, a little bit of what I've been doing and what's going on in my life, which isn't a whole heck of a lot. I work, I come home. It's a throwback. Like I said, it's been 16 years since I started all this art on the couch stuff. I don't even know. You're watching on the couch. Oh no. Now that is just like Sherry. That's just like me. This is how this all started, watching on the couch with my foot up. Hope you're okay, my friend. Hi, Dar. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, YouTube Studio is way different. I'm gonna have to definitely gonna have to learn about this. Thank you so much. Whew. Wait 9 more minutes. I'm getting coffee or someone. Hopefully that's not. Can you hear that in the background, or does this microphone cancel out? That's important because, right, like I said, I've got to get a microphone because I need to find something that again is going to block out noise of the heat gun, but yet still have good quality. I actually read somewhere or watched a video. I'm not sure which one it was, that even doing art streaming, audio is more important than video. Yeah, you can hear the noises in the background, so that means maybe right now I should try. No, I don't know if I can change my microphone right now. Oh, we won't play around with the setup's okay right now. We're not going to play around with it until I stream some art. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Got this. Or maybe, like I said, maybe I can put on some ambient jazz music in the background. I think that's copyright free, those jazz music channels. You know which ones I'm talking about, that are jazz and crackling music by the fire in a thunderstorm videos. One thing I was looking at, I haven't been buying a lot of art supplies over the last 3 years, like very few. For Christmas, my mom did get me, I don't know if you saw it today, she did get me the new Danzy Tambay watercolors, both the granulating colors, the new pastel. Is it called pastel or vintage or dang it? You know which one I'm talking about. New colors of that, and then the black set, the ink set, whatever that one's called. But you know what I'm excited about? I just been happy to see it on Instagram. That Dina Wakley ledger journal. That's one thing I was never able. I've never gotten a actual vintage ledger journal, so I'm really excited about that. That's pretty cool. It is wonderful to see everyone. Thank you all for being here and supporting me. I truly appreciate it, especially after all this time. But it's it was hard, right, to have to leave my apartment in Whitby. I don't even remember if I told you the story of what happened, why I moved from Whitby to Toronto, um, and why I had to do it so quickly. Hi, Sharon. Oh, wonderful to see you. long story short, my landlord, I lived in a house that had, I guess it's not really short story. Anyways, I lived in a house that had 3 floors with 3 separate apartments. And in Canada, I don't know how it works in the US, but what you can sign a lease for a year, and then after a year, you can just go month by month, and it would just be as if you had a lease, right? You didn't have to do anything. So one day I was streaming, like, I was streaming back then, I remember. And then just one day I got a letter and said that he wanted to move in to his own apartment in his own house. And he's the landlord, he's the owner. And because I didn't have a lease at the time, we were just what they call month to month, you know, we had to leave in 60 days. So I learned the hard way from now on. Now on, I keep a lease. If I had a lease, he would have had to wait till the lease was up. And there are different rules, like he had to, because a lot of landlords take advantage of that situation where they know, hey, you're only paying at that time. We had such cheap rent. We were only paying like 11.50, and he could easily renovate that a little bit and get a lot more money an hour for, or an hour. Listen to me like I'm talking about work. A lot more money for rent. So there is like a rule that they have to live there for a year before they can rent it out again. I don't know if that ever happened or not. We moved away, but it was a shock. We had lived there for 11 years, and good tenants, but everything happens for a reason, right? You guys remember the mold and all that? That apartment was, it was close to work. That was probably what was the best about it. It had a nice little backyard for the dogs, who are still doing wonderful. Asha now, they're 15 years old this year. Bella's great. She had to have a surgery, but she came a couple years ago, and it was hard to decide whether to have a surgery at 13. But she was, the vet said she was strong. Everything was good, other than uh, something well, it wasn't minor, but so we fixed that. She's still healthy and strong. Asha can't see or hear, but they're doing great. You feel like a high school reunion? And we're in high school. I love it. Yeah, they are. Like I said, 15, um, but healthy. But healthy. Like I said, Bella is so strong. So strong. Oh, look, I see hearts. I forgot that YouTube has that new heart thing and smiley things where you see them in the chat. They really are trying to get it more like Twitch, eh? Oh, WC when they see pugs. Yeah, I love my puppies. Well, it is 5, so I guess we should, let's just welcome Amethyst. Amethyst spelled with, that's a nice way to spell amethyst. That's awesome. Welcome. If you're somebody that I know it from a different name, now you don't have to dox yourself live. Don't have to dox yourself. But maybe if you changed your name over the years, it's so easy to change your YouTube name. They are moving to YouTube. I know, Safia. I still watch a lot of YouTube, just not art channels. And I got on this weird, I don't know if you guys get on these weird tangents um, or things. Like I started watching all these Everest videos. Not that I want to climb Mount Everest, but it was sure interesting. Simon and I are still good friends. Yeah, he's doing well. Don't have to, no story to ask. We're still great friends. It was a amicable separation. Hi, Pam. He's doing real well. All right, we'll wait 2 minutes and then, I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know if you guys want to see the sketchbooks. So I have 4. We separated about 2 years ago now. No, Robin. I work in a warehouse, a major grocery chain warehouse in Whitby. In inventory control. I really enjoy the people I work with. In fact, some of the people that I worked with at Timmy's work with me in the office, even on the same shift, which is awesome. But no, I've worked there for, I guess, 4 years now. Yeah, thanks, Pam. This is actually a mouse pad, if that's what you're talking about. It's a beautiful. I love the swirled, and I knew I wanted something black and white. It will a better job though, that's for sure. Not that you know what, Tim's. I didn't mind working at Tim's. Don't get me wrong, but even as a supervisor, right? You're just not. You don't make very much money. It was stressful. Well, during the pandemic, it was very stressful. It was a stressful time in the food industry. Well, for everybody, don't get me wrong. So it was time to leave from there. I was severely overqualified, and once in a job like that for me, anyways, once I memorized everything, like there was no way to challenge my brain. And then I would just memorize people's orders, and then that was it. And it was hard, and it was not that I don't work hard now. So I started all these sketchbooks since November 28th. So I don't know, should we start with the sketchbook? Should we start with my last art journal I've been working in? Or should we start with some of my morning page journals? What do you think, guys? Hmm. What do you want to see? I was trying to think of timeline. I guess the first thing would be my morning page journals, or what I, because really for a long time that's all I did. I'll put this off to the side for now. Sharon wants to see sketchbooks. We can go that way. We can go that way, especially if somebody wants to leave a little bit early. I can't expect it. Well, it is dark. I get like focused on something, right? So, well, but once you see in my sketchbooks, right, it's more. I call them sketchbooks, but it's mark making sketchbooks. So we're not talking about like I'm not drawing faces or or anything, but uh, but I like them a lot. Good night, Safia. It was wonderful for you to join me, even if it was for a little bit. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Instagram. Welcome, Michelle. Yeah, why not? Let's start. We can start with the first one I did. You know what? I think I'll start with the progress. I think not that I should have. Hmm. I think I'll start with some of my morning page journal because that's really what I have. I haven't been doing much over the past couple years, but really throughout the entire time I was working in books like this, in journals like this. This one actually, if you guys remember, I've been using up older, especially composition books that I had some art in. I remember I had this absolutely wonderful idea to put washi tape on every page of the journal, and so of the composition book. And I don't know if you remember, I showed you guys. It was a long time ago, so you probably don't. But anyways, the fanning of the journal was unbelievable, like impossible to use. So I ripped off most of the washi tape on this and was able to use up the book, which is something we're going to talk about that in a while. I really want to use up my supplies. I mean, yes, of course, there's always new fun stuff coming out, but uh, there's a lot of supplies that I want to use up before they dry up. I've been pretty lucky. I still go through a lot of my stuff, and then a lot of it isn't dried up. So while it's before it gets there, I want to use it up. But anyways, this is one of the journals, and a lot of what I would do in these books, other than let's flip to the one, I'd have a lot of writing, a lot of automatic writing, and then art on top, which I know I was doing, the last time I was streaming. Use it before you lose it, which is what I've been saying for years. I have this old journal from 1999 where I wrote "use it up." So, and how much supplies have I had since that journal since 1999? I can't even tell you. One thing, before moving, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of my art stuff. So that was kind of hard, but I did a lot of things like this. I did a lot of coloring in here, especially with gel pens. This is all Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll had that new color set. There's a new set of colors that came out maybe a year ago or whatnot. I did a lot of this. Is all colored in with Jelly Roll pens. So there is some personal stuff in here, so I just kind of flipped, but here's more of an example of what I would do. I have the date, I have writing, I have, I guess obviously I was listening to some White Rabbit over here, uh, coloring. This was interesting. I found this at work, and as a lot of people know, that's where I used to work before the plant shut down. So that was interesting. Time to let go. Still was doing watercolor swatches. This is on top of paint in my journals. So I was doing a little bit, but nothing mixed media, nothing more than this little bit, which I guess is a lot to some people. Flip through some little leaves and L's. I apologize. The next time, once I start doing some art, I'm going to fix this autofocus thing. So again, there's some personal things in here. I'm not going to flip through the whole thing. Just giving you an example of kind of what I was doing, and the only thing I was doing for years. I filled up. That was the first one I filled up, and the most recent one. Where did it go? I had everything here prepped, my friends, as usual. I'm on the couch, and I still. Oh, there it is. It's underneath this one. I'm on the couch, and I'm still losing things. So I filled two. This was the second one I filled, if you remember. You remember that. There's some Pokemon stuff in there. It's doing some neurographic art. But again, taking notes, a little bit of watercolor. Oh man, when we first moved in here, there were so many fire alarms and it gave me so much anxiety. It was unbelievable. Which letters book? You mean the my Sticker Nation book? This one? I'm still using everything. You just use it up. I'm trying. So I did that for a little bit. And then if you remember last year, do we want to save the mixed media for last? Or we want to look at the sketch? The sketchbooks are my most recent thing. This autofocusing thing is, like I said, I'll fix it for next time, especially after we do some art. I posted a lot of this stuff on Instagram. This was an older art journal, again, a composition book that I had for a long time. I started this on a channel for years ago, I should say. And I was working in it for a long time, adding to it. I was trying to use up stuff, like look at this old Seven Gypsies things. I was trying to use up stuff that, goodies that you guys have sent me. I was trying to add layers of old stuff. Welcome, Robin. So we'll just kind of flip through this. Hopefully everybody's all right. I'm going to be kind of fast. I'm mostly trying to see like I said, this is a test stream, so I'm trying to see how clear my camera is, how everything is. YouTube Studio, like the live screen, the screen's a little bit different. Oh, thank you, Ali. You guys are too sweet. I truly appreciate everybody being here, especially after all this time. Glenda! Hi, Glenda. Wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see everybody. Wonderful to see everybody. But even my morning pages, the journals that I just showed you, I've always kind of done morning pages. I would just do a lot more mixed media art on top of them versus some of those where, excuse me, I didn't do much mixed media art. I just kind of drew the date or drew lettering and colored in lettering. But hopefully you guys will see some things that maybe you recognize. Look how old this is. This is Saturday, December 5th, 2023. So again, stuff that I haven't streamed since. How does time, I don't know where time has gone. I guess life has changed so much in between then and now. That's some crusty bits. Oh no. You're starting some therapy? Is that OT? To me, OT is overtime, but I'm thinking it has something to do with therapy. Orthopedic therapy, maybe? Hope you're okay, Sherry. Take care of yourself, my friend. Hi, Patty. We're just for if you're just joining us, we're going through some of the things I've done over the past 2 or 3 years before we work up, before I show some of the sketchbooks I started at the end of November and the watercoloring I'm doing now. I love this. This is old. Oh my goodness. Goat, these stickers. Oh, they're Rebecca Sauer stickers from K and Company. That's a long time ago, my friends. We're talking 2000. Literally. How is it a quarter of a Oh my gosh. A quarter of a century ago, I've had those stickers. I used them up. I used them up. But if you can see, there's a lot of things that are still work in process. That's one of the things I should have started a poll. Maybe I don't know if I can poll right now because I'm not monetized. And there's only certain things you can do, I think, if you're monetized or not. But one thing, like a book like this, right? I haven't done mixed media in a long time, probably since I posted this almost a year ago, or some of these pages on Instagram almost a year ago. Now, if it was up to you, would you go back and work in, and not just this book, but I mean, like I have Dina Wakely journals, I have obviously lots of Dilutions journals that are partly finished. Would you go back and work on the partly finished stuff, or would you just start brand new? Would you say this was a time of my life, I enjoyed it, it's nice, or would you go back to something like this? Oh no, I'm dropping stuff. Would you go back to, a page like this? Sorry, it's wonky because this is a chunky one. Or would you start afresh after all this time? I don't know. Something that I've been going back and forth with anyways in my head. Do I go back and do my finishing pages, which I always like to stream finishing pages though. Terry suggests a mixture of both. This was from when we went to Maryland into that, I believe, in yeah, cleverhands.net. I want to say that was from an art store we went to there. Some older stuff. This is again a long. I was writing notes, not to. So this note says dark blue spots. I need to put some dark blue spots on both pages. Work new at first or mark pages ahead to complete. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. That's exactly what I've got. I do like me some Britney Spears perfumes. Doesn't matter how old I am. I still like them. Britney Spears perfumes. But I really enjoy this journal, using up, Happy Mail from you guys. I think you'll start seeing some. Oh, did Sherry already leave? I know there's stuff in here from that Sherry has given me, for sure. From Debbie Epps as well, we'll see some stuff. Hi, Michelle Bell. Can do both. I think it would be, and that's another thing. That's another. I was thinking about when it comes to blank page syndrome, right? If I have this full journal, I have a full journal. I want to say Sherry gave me this, or Debbie Epps, one of the two. Some of the jelly prints and things that I've been given, I have added layers on top. But I know there's some stuff that. Welcome, Maja. Did I pronounce that right? You're in Florida, Martha? That's wonderful, my friend. Oh, that's exciting. I'm in Toronto now. I don't know everybody coming in. I don't live on the east anymore. I actually live in Toronto proper. So if you hear any outside noise, that's why. I live in a very, very, very busy part of town. Not downtown, but a very busy part of the city. Hello to everyone. Sorry if I missed anybody. So back here, I was still drawing the date. I haven't been drawing the date lately. I mean, really old stickers, but I impress. I was going to say I impressed myself, but that's only because I seen this. Actually, our wonderful, not just mine, our wonderful friend Lucy Jane gave me some of that paper in the background there. Welcome, Linda. This was something from Tracy Bautista when I ordered some of her stamps from her years ago. So lots unfinished. This is from Glenda. This one was for sure. I remember correct. I shouldn't say for sure if I don't remember. I think I remember. I think I'm right. Sorry, just taking a little sip of coffee over here. There's some mugs that it's actually a little mocha. So sorry if you see a ring on the cup. How old is this cup? Does it say on the bottom? 2007. So I'm still drinking from the Starbucks cups. You remember my first packing tape transfer? Or your first packing tape transfer? Oh man, my first packing tape transfer. That would have been when I was rubber stamping. That was even before scrapbooking. So that was a long time ago. I still love me some Paris stuff. Some things never change. A lot of things never change. A lot of things don't change over here, other than just not doing anything. I still love all this stuff. My citrus solve. That was an interesting. That was an interesting episode. That's for sure. Again, a lot of these aren't finished. Ooh, that looks washed out. No, doesn't it? In real life, that's very vibrant. And again, all these sticky notes are just what I want to do on top of some of these pages. This was an old napkin, or it's a napkin I've had for a long time. Again, I apologize for the constant auto-focusing. I'll have that fixed by the next stream. By the time we actually do some art. Somebody gave me this. A jelly print. Maybe not. Oh, my camera's auto-focusing close-up. That's good news. You wasn't there for the citrus solve? So long story short, if you weren't around for the citrus solve fiasco, we were doing some of the good old technique of Citresolve and old National Geographics, and I was doing it in my art room with no ventilation. I didn't think it mattered. It's supposed to be an all-natural cleaner. Well, I was super high by the end of the stream on Citresolve. It just like a little by little by little, I guess, built up, and by the end of it, my head was spinning. My head was spinning. Oh, I wonder if Glenda gave me these as well. This is a vintage napkin. Or I don't know if the napkin was vintage, but I really liked how it looked on top of this page. It had some ghost, like I wrote on the page. I did my morning pages on the page, my automatic writing morning pages. I covered it with some gesso or white craft paint, whichever one I used. Collaged the napkin over. So I was really trying to use stuff that I had treasured for a long time, right? Especially stuff that you guys have given me. I really wanted to use and enjoy. Right? I was right, Glenda? I really, really wanted to use some of that stuff. So some of these things, like if I just put a title here or something like that, maybe an image I drew, I don't know. But a lot of these pages are mostly done. Welcome, C. Mumford. I appreciate everybody being here, especially after all this time. I truly do. I haven't glued this down, but I was thinking, what is your opinion? Does that sunflower look good on that page? Not sure. This is from work. What we call license plates. I think color-wise it goes with it. And I know this is kind of reminiscent of a sunflower. Welcome, Malou. Wonderful to see you as well. Get a glue stick. Get out. Do it now. Soon. I might do it tonight. I'd have to get out the gel medium for that though, because I could use. Well, it's mostly because the paint underneath is some Liquitex acrylic, which is slightly. I wouldn't want to say glossy, but it's slick. It's slick. That's an old piece of. Oh, who knows what's under there? I won't even try to guess. I thought about putting these tags I made. Maybe you guys I made a long time ago. There we go. We made those on stream one time. I thought about putting them. This is just. What do you call that? Raz or Frazen? You know, when you do the rubbing, I just call them rubbings. Remember, I was doing them with the art sticks, the Prismacolor, which they discontinued Prismacolor art sticks apparently. But I was using the art sticks and embossing folders, like graffito or something. S graffiti. I don't know. I won't even try to. I won't even try. I tried to draw a bird there. That didn't go so well. So that's why. Frottage. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Glenda. I really like how this is looking so far. Other than the autofocus on my screen, things look good. I don't know about what you guys are seeing. Oh, thanks, Glenda. A little bit of coffee. Still love me some coffee, that's for sure. Thought about this became so messy. The white is really, really white here. It must. I'm not in the same lighting as I would be if when I actually start doing some art on stream. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to be back. I'm ready. I've done a lot. Once you start seeing my sketchbooks and everything else, I've done a lot of work and it's time. I think that after not doing any art for so long, the steps I've taken recently to get back into mixed media or get back into it has really benefited me a lot. Just looking on there, looks good. Thank you, Michelle. Picture's clear. That makes me happy because it definitely wasn't as clear in the other place. Will I do some jelly printing? How can I not jelly print, Pam? I have done some. That's probably the last thing I did before sketchbooks was bust out my jelly plate, and I did do some. They're over there at my table, but I got it out. How long ago was that? It was probably just a little less than a year ago, and it oh boy did it have some crusty bits on it. I thought I might have to get a new one because it was like there was some parts of it that was so old and crusted on that it almost left an indent. Like you guys told me, there was I forgot about the baby oil technique, so I got out the baby oil, and so there are some divots in my plate. Like that plate is a lot of years old, and let's be real, I did not treat that plate. You know, I wasn't exactly pristine with that bad boy. That's wonderful, Malou. You got the ginormous jelly plate. Yeah. Is there one bigger these days than 12? I think what was it? 12 by 14? What size do I have? Yeah, 12 by 14, I think, right? I definitely abused the poor plate, Dar. But I did do a lot of this last year. There is Debbie, a poster size one made by the actual jelly plate company, 18 by 24. Wow. I don't know if I have the desk space for that anyways. Wow. I can only imagine how much that bad boy costs. It's like $70 for like the 12 by 14. Eh, Malu? Wow. Oh, I was thinking about this. This is I really love oh no. I'm gonna be better once I start streaming more. Lynn Perella. I believe this is Lynn Perella. This came out of an old Somerset magazine, Somerset Studio magazine. Is that Lynn Perella? Some of you guys will know. I'm pretty sure. I was gonna put this right here, but if it's not glued down, I haven't. If it's not glued down, I haven't decided yet. You really like my 9 by 12. 9 by 12. That's a good size too, like 8.5 by 11. Then you don't have all that. Like, you know, when you have your 12, or when I used to, let's go, when I used to, oh, Lynn Perella? Yeah. Um, when I jelly plated a lot with my 12 by 14, you would have your two sheets of 8.5 by 11, and then, you know, you'd have that strip at the top, that 1 inch strip that you'd have to use deli paper or whatever. Yeah, no white space. That's pretty cool, Debbie. That's a nice size. 9 by 12. Because the other one was 8 by 10, right? The first one they came out with was 8 by 10, but we all cut them. Well, a lot of us cut them down. I still have those smaller ones too. My mom has a round one. This was all colored in. Still, I love coloring with gel pens. I know some people just think it's absolutely craziness. to color with gel pens, especially big spots. But like this is colored with gel pen. Maybe not this side, sorry, this for sure. Um, I find it very relaxing and meditative. All right, somebody sent me this too. I'm not gonna. I want to say Glenda, but I'm not. I don't know for sure. All of both of these is are colored with gel pens. 18 by 24. Provide snacks. This is. I used a. Oh, my lighting is. The lighting's gonna be the white balance. I guess is off, but that's because it's auto white balance coming from my webcam because I don't have the control right now. But I shall work on that for next time. Still a lot of writing, a lot of art over top of my automatic morning page writing. Yeah, I had a dream that day. I dreamt about, oh, that's bright. That's better. A little bit better. Some stenciling. Art, I think it was Artist Seller. Is Artist Seller still around? They used to sell those stencils. This is the water set. I like that. I like this page a lot. I like the background, water background. Ooh, random color wheel. What's that doing in here? Random. I'll get a little bit faster because we have a lot. I want to show you, and it's 4 sketchbooks, so I'll start flipping a little faster here, or else we'll be chatting forever. Oh, thank you, Martha. Still, I used so many napkins. I wanted to use one of every napkin. I wanted to use one of every napkin I owned. So there's a lot of another one that Glenda sent me from that same thing. But these napkins, there was that other one that had the 4 faces of the young girls. They blended in so seamlessly, unlike anything that I've ever used before. I thought about putting this little piece of scrapbook paper here and using it as and putting a title in. So again, so many unfinished pages in this journal. I'm just testing how my camera will autofocus here. Again, thank you everybody for being here. I truly appreciate it. Especially going over old stuff. Although soon we'll be in some new stuff. Some of these napkins are from Zandra. Quite. Oh yeah. Like I said, I used a little bit from everybody. I really like how this turned out. Sherry, Debbie, Zandra, Glenda, a lot of you guys. I won't even try. It's been so long. I think the more I stream, the more things will come back to me. So, oh, thank you, Michelle. I truly appreciate everybody being here. Back with me on YouTube after this long. Like I said, this is my 15th year on YouTube, even though I go on these long hiatuses. Oh, that's what it is, Glenda. I did do this. Now, this coloring, I don't know what kind of color you guys see here, but on my screen, the color doesn't look exactly right. But as you guys know, like this is not exactly my style, but I had fun doing it. I had fun doing it. Sometimes it's muddy and a hot mess, but you know, is what it is. Michael Demeng stencil from Stencil Girl. I really like this page. This is just a magazine image. This was the quickest, simplest page ever. It had some writing in the background, some white paint over it, and this beautiful image from a magazine. Put a little dry brushed a little black paint on it, and that was it. This is, of course, Jane Davenport. Jane Davenport napkin. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. That's too sweet. Old papers, vintage papers. This was from, oh, probably like, this was from a magazine, anyways. Like a Breathe magazine or something like that. Napkin. I did know that, Martha. I found that out a while ago, and that absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. May she rest in peace. Yeah, I heard from Jonna. Oh, our friends. I've missed you guys so much. And that's why we need to keep in touch. That's what I need to remember. Why we need to keep in touch. Oh, look, here's some. That's why we need to keep in touch. Citrusolve papers is what I was going to say. March 1st. Grow organic. More paper from our good friend Lucy Jane. Jelly printed some crusty bits with my stencil. Some writing in the background. Oh, that's not really not focusing on that bad boy. Almost done. All done with gel pen. February 2022. So I've been working in this journal for a long time. But I obviously went for a year without, or a couple of years without doing anything at all in it. That's right, Debbie. And you'll see my progression here shortly from doing no art at all to what I'm doing now. No pressure streaming at all. I still work afternoons, and I have Thursday, Fridays off. So on my plan, I would like to stream 1 day a week. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure what time yet, but I will start with 1 day a week. It has been a long time. Like I said, uh, Asia, I think you said how to pronounce your name. Uh, my YouTube Creator Studio said my last live was 4 years ago. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't know where the time has gone. I'm just so glad to be back, and I'm so glad that you are all here with me. I truly appreciate it. Almost done. And sent me these Harry Potter postage stamps. Well, that's the thing with no stress, right? Like, well, you'll see with my marker. I'm almost done this journal. Then we're gonna go. We're gonna get on sketchbooks or what I've been doing recently. That's pretty much true, Kathy. And then you can tell when my brain. Well, you've always been able to tell when my brain is all hot mess and when it hasn't been, because the pages, the messier the pages is usually the messier my mind. That's for sure. So that's the last part of mixed media that I've done. All right, so let's look at some sketchbooks. I don't know what happened. I don't know why all of a sudden I decided that, oh, I like this mark making thing, or I want to move my hand again. How do I get into it? Oh, I know Glenda's been hard. Mark making number 1. Use what you have. November 28th to December 13th, 2024. I have a sticker here. The coffee. All right. So the first thing I did, I hadn't used. Oh, please don't tell me this is going to autofocus for the forever. I hadn't drawn anything, not even used, other than a pen, in my morning page journal. I really hadn't done much other than that. So I'm like, I don't even know how to move my hand. So I literally just scribbled, just used markers, random things. You'll see that through this whole journal, these whole sketchbooks. My friends, paint markers. I discovered paint markers, acrylic paint markers that don't have the balls in them to shake. Who invented this crazy technology? They are the best things that I have used. I There's no streaking. They're so smooth. Now there's lots of different brands. Sharpie was the first ones that I bought. I think they call them creative colors or creative markers or something like that. And I hear they're coming out with new colors, but they are awesome. I'm like, this is crazy technology. I love it. So you're gonna see a whole lot of paint markers in these books here in a bit. Death before decaf, hey Sharon. I've been drinking a lot. You know what I'm drinking these days? Black coffee. Can you believe it? No cream? Yeah. So again, I didn't know what to do. I hadn't moved my hand in that way for a long time. Welcome, Carol. Wonderful to see you. So I wanted no pressure. That's why I didn't share a lot of these. I haven't shared any of these journals until now. Maybe I think I shared one page on Instagram um, recently, but literally just scribbling, literally just moving my hand for the sake of moving my hand and enjoying the feeling of it. Oh, by the way, these are Dollarama sketchbooks. That's why it's like flaking off. So they're, I want to say they're $4 or $4.50 or something like that. I've used three of them, and I used up a sketchbook that I've had for since our Buffalo trip. So that's a long time, 15 years ago or something crazy. So I'm just moving my hand. I did try a lot of neurographic art. I think which is why I was attracted to this mousepad background. I really like this a lot. Although this will be mostly for videos. When I stream live, obviously I'm going to need my craft mat and all that stuff. But that's the thing, Cheryl. They're not regular Sharpies. They're not alcohol based. They're acrylic based. They are amazing. They're my like. I don't know. I don't know who created this fandangled fancy technology, but I love it. I did do a lot of Zentangling, but what is the difference, my friends? What's the difference between a Zentangle, a Zen doodle, uh, doodling, regular doodling, sketching, drawing? I don't know. I don't know if you would call it Zentangle, Zen doodle, but I did a lot of it. Very meditative. I still watch and read a lot of Linda Berry. I think I have now read um, some of her books, like three or four, to maybe more than four, like Picture This and making comics and everything. I just love her. Playing around with just, again, scribbles, different widths of pens, neurographic art in two different widths of pens, a whole lot of circles. I apologize for the auto focusing. This is painted with acrylic marker from the Sharpie acrylic markers. Those are the colors, some of the colors from that set. There's like a teal and a lighter green and the black, but it's just so amazing. Like, they don't streak, guys, unless they start drying out, and it just gives you such bright, vibrant colors. I'm in love with acrylic markers, and I don't mean the shaky shake ones. I don't mean the shake ones, but I've enjoyed like lots of circles, just more scribbles. These aren't acrylics. These were some old regular markers I wanted to have been using up. Some more mark making and then coloring in some of the gaps that it makes. A lot of L's. A lot of L's. Yeah, yeah, you need a focus, you freak card. That's the thing, when it auto focuses though, that I don't know if that helps. Maybe I can put in my, do you think that'll help if I put my color wheel in there? Welcome, crafty mamas. This is not, these were not acrylic markers. That was just doodling so fun. I also, you'll see a lot where I've done a little bit of drawing, a lot of blind contour drawing. I do have Arteza paint markers or Arteza sketchbooks. I think you mean paint markers. Um, Acrylic paint markers without the shaky balls in them. Not Arteza. Some no-name brands from Amazon, but not the Arteza ones. I do have, they're smooth. They are so smooth. Not every page is full of things. Sometimes I would just do a little, like I said, just mark making. For this page, I just sectioned it off and then just uh, drew and color in. One thing I use a lot of are these acrylic paint markers. Now these do have the shaky balls in them. The shaky balls. This brand. Oh, I got them. I get them on Amazon. I don't know if someone's really interested. I'm not joking when I said you'll see these 4 books. They come at 8 in a pack. They're the best. Like, I tried a different brand. I want to say like Funko or something like that, and the tip's worn down. But this is pen's almost empty, marker's almost empty, and the tip is still perfect. I think there's a way to refill some of these. I might have to check that out. Maybe look at a video or something. But I've used more than 10 of them. Yay, Pam. so anyways, just I've used a lot of acrylic marker. Not only black though, with the shaky kind. Some crystals. I still like to draw boxes with kind of like frames. Doodle inside. Again, I apologize for the autofocus. I really like this. Really like this. Sometimes I started the neurographic art and then I didn't or not kinda. I wouldn't finish the rest of it. Lots of times I did. So you can see the progression. I got some fake woodies. So they're very similar. They're actually right here. I think I got them on Amazon. They look like this. They're called 3-in-1s. I think they also came, but they look exactly the same. These are woodies. I bought this this is the first woodies I ever bought. I never, all those years ago, all the years I never bought them like a lot of us did. But I bought the woodies that are half one color and half the other because I'm like, it's the same colors as the other sets. And woodies are expensive. So I'm like, I'm going to get the one that has two colors. I'm going to get the ones that have two colors. Then you can just kind of use the side of one, the other side's black, or them together. But these cheaper ones, what I've been calling the fake woodies, these ones, they're not so impressive. They're definitely, you can tell why woodies are more expensive than these cheaper ones, but still not bad, especially for something like this type of application. Do the markers come in Titan Buff? They need to make a Titan Buff marker. I do not have that color in an acrylic marker. Someone made tiny journals. I think that was Janice. I want to say, Ali, that was Janice. I'm sorry, Cheryl. This was a little cheap watercolor. I bought some on purpose. Do you guys just want to see the sketchbook? Am I going off on too many tangents? I don't know if you want to see the watercolors I used on this, or you're just like, Paula, flip through your sketchbooks. Welcome, Medusa. Thank you so much. This is my first stream back, Cheryl. Maybe it's been so long you forgot how crazy my... I'm just teasing. Oh no, and I'm dropping things. You know what I dropped, my friends? You know what I had to buy? This is how bad the situation is over here. My situation is not bad at all. But I had to buy a date stamp because every date stamp I had did not go to 2025. So that means all my date stamps were over 10 years old or however many's on here. I don't know. I don't know. But I wanted to buy I bought this again, most everything on Amazon a long time ago, a couple of years ago anyways. And it's the real chalky set, my friends. Like I could probably use them as chalks. Of course I say that and it's not coming off. But it's more of an opaque watercolor. I wouldn't even call them watercolors necessarily. I guess they're watercolors, but they're chalky. It's what I used for this. It's kind of fun to use in this application. I wouldn't be using, if I was going to bust out the watercolor paper or something, I would be using some nicer watercolors than that. But still a good start. Still something fun for this type of application. These are acrylic paint markers. Sometimes I made a hot mess. I was trying to use up, I'm trying to use up Crayola Super Tips. My friends, I still have markers. I still have Zig Writer markers, or Zig brush markers, or Stampin' Up brush markers. I kid you not, that I bought in 1999 or 2000. And there's still work. Now, You know those Tim Hortons. You know the Tim Holtz markers. They were junk. Every one of them I threw in the garbage. Oh my gosh, that was the worst thing Ranger ever produced. Everything else Ranger I have ever used was amazing. Those markers were the absolute junk. Oh my god. I actually saw something there a few years ago where Tim got real defensive about those markers. Real defensive. And it wasn't even drying. It wasn't even that they dried out fast. The tips like frayed like within the first 2 seconds. Oh, they were bad. Oh, but anyways, I love Ranger. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had, and you know me, I definitely love Tim Holtz, but those were frustrating. But my Zig Clean markers, they're awesome. I still have some of those. None of those are dried out. So I'm just taking a little sip of coffee. Oh, those were. Anyways, let's go back to something positive. Oh man, they were super expensive. I just colored this in with a multicolor pencil. But the zigs are such high quality. You know, back there, I have zig writers for my scrapbooking days when we started scrapbooking. This is what I showed on Instagram. The only page I showed with just some L's and near graphic. I used a Sharpie for this near graphic one, so then I used some lighter markers because the Sharpies bled through, and then I used the lighter markers. There's one thing I like about this mark making journal, what I'm calling a mark making journal. I'm creating these random shapes, right? Unexpected shapes. And then I can take these shapes and use them in whether it's watercoloring or a mixed media application or abstract art. That's kind of what, not just getting my hand busy again and getting that muscle, like, reactivating that muscle memory for doing art and stuff like this. It's also hopefully I'm able to go back and either add to these pages or use them in the future in different artwork. So you'll see a lot of, and it's also very meditative, too many T's. I also use it for meditation. Some things I didn't finish because boy, this was tedious. Those little circles, kind of like a jellyfish, kind of not. But again, using smaller pens, I would guess that Zen doodling or Zen tangling. I still don't know. I don't know which one it is. It was Zen though for sure. It was Zen. And sometimes I was just coloring in, using up old stuff. Sometimes it was nothing. Sometimes just mark making and coloring. Little neurographic art where you push a penny around I don't have a coin here. Well, we don't have pennies in Canada anymore, but you start with a coin and you use your pen to push the coin around and it forces you to make more random lines and marks. More patterns, more Zen doodling. Acrylic paint pen, using up my older markers, drawing leaves. Tiny doodling. So again, my apologies for the auto-focusing. This is different. These are also Sharpie paint pens or creative markers. This paper, Pam, is the cheapest. This is a Dollarama. I think I cut myself off. This is a 40. Paula, drink some coffee. $4 sketchbook from the Dollarama here in Canada. And the paper is pretty crappy. It's very cheap. It's off-white. But marker for these purposes, it's definitely no mixed media. I don't use any water. I mean, other than those cheap kind of chalky watercolors I just showed you, I don't use any water media at all in here. Oh, they stopped making pennies in the U.S., but they just don't distribute them or you still have them in circulation. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, this is drawing paper. It's pretty cheap. You'll be able to see things through it, right? But for my purpose or what I wanted this journal to be, it was perfect. You know me and backups. I only have the one journal sketchbook I'm working in right now. So I need to go to Dollarama and buy a few backups. Aw, Carol TMT, thank you so much, my friend. It's so wonderful to see you. Doing a little mark making um, in the square boxes. Grid journaling, I guess or grid. I was doing some testing of pens on here. Oh, that's what I was going to say. These two are Sharpie paint markers, but for here, I started lightest to darkest, and then on this one, I put dark to light because the light colors do go over the dark. Because they, even though they don't have the shaky balls in them, they're still acrylic paint markers, and they still go over top. Well, they go over top each other anyways. I don't know. I haven't tested them very much on the top of regular acrylic paint or any acrylic paints. So more Sharpie markers, just random coloring. We'll be here all day. I know we've already been streaming for over an hour. I found this artist. I haven't been watching a lot of art on YouTube. Like I said, I get in this Everest tangent and all these other random things. But I did discover Helen Wells. And it's really interesting because I have her book. What is her book called? Oh! So on YouTube, her name is Helen Wells. And I watched so many of her videos. I just loved her work. And then and then I saw somewhere, I put two and two together. She has a book, and I actually have it, but it's in my bedroom. Uh, what is it called? Expressive Journals or something like that? Journal Expression. I think it has expressive in it somewhere. Anyways, one of her YouTube videos, she does this grid style. You'll see more of them later on in my journal, where you're drawing shapes inside of a grid, and then you're coloring in to make other shapes. Again, to use, you can use it in other applications. I really enjoy her stuff. I was drawing a vase I have over and over in different ways. That's so interesting, Ali. Follow her on IG, Dart. It's amazing. I love her work. I love her energy. Oh, now that's exciting, Debbie. I had such a wonderful time taping my DVD at the same time that Pam Carricker was taping hers. We ended up having dinner one day because we stayed at the same hotel. She is an absolute wonderful woman. She has some huge sketchbooks. And she was part of the reason not that I started these, but that I continued them so much, my sketchbooks, because I just loved hers. And she did a lot of art on the couch, right? She uses them while she's on her couch. She must go through so many markers and pencils and pens. My mind, I know how much I used in these 4 sketchbooks. I can only imagine. Here's another one inspired by her in her, and then on the back, because I used Sharpie on the back, I used a marker to color in the negative space or the positive space, whichever one, to create even different shapes. Creative expressive sketchbooks, or maybe it's creative. I'll find out. But she never promotes her book. I almost wanted to comment on her videos because she never promotes her book on her YouTube. I don't know why, because it's amazing. I had this older, I have this older acrylic, Liquitex acrylic paint marker with the shaky balls, and I was just using that, kind of using it up, using it as a stamp. So you can see why I filled some of these sketchbooks real quick, or rather quickly. Some of it's, just kind of scribbling or doodling. Other Zentangle type stuff, or where I've colored things in, take a lot longer. But it's really been beneficial to me. And as you see, as I go, like this obviously took a long time. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Tiny L's. And not everything in here, I let go of all expectations. So if something turned out rough looking, or in my humble opinion, rough, in my opinion to myself, about myself, it was rough looking. It didn't matter. I just flipped the page and started something different. I guess I did this one around Christmas. I was just scribbling here and it looked like a bird, so I went with it. I drew some mountains in the background. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I truly appreciate it. I might not, because I let myself be demonetized. This going forward, you might want to subscribe and make sure the bell is on, because for non-monetized channels, the YouTube algorithm pretty much ignores them, and sometimes you won't see it in your subscription. Taking a little drink here. Expressive sketchbooks. Thank you, Kathy. I truly appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Glenda. I really enjoyed making them, and I'm glad somebody's interested in in this type of stuff. But you can see a lot of stuff was inspired by her. Who else have I've been only watching two channels. Oh, what's the other girl I watch? I think it's Sophie. It's not Sophie McPike. I have watched her before too. I really enjoy her energy. I'll find out in a minute. I'll come back more prepared. Sometimes I used white. The Sharpie, that's probably the Sharpie paint markers or creative paint marker, whatever the heck they're called. They look like this. What am I doing? They're right here. They look like this. Sharpie creative marker. I'm out of practice, guys. So they look like that. These ones are my first set, so they might be almost done, but no shaky balls. I just make sure I store them upside down. But the white one is not the best, although on screen it looks pretty white. On screen it looks pretty. I really enjoy that though, doing this grid style page that Helen Wells taught us, but then turning it around, you're doing it with Sharpie and then turning it around and creating even more shapes on the other side as well. More white type of doodles. I really like doing this. Really all I'm doing with this is, and I do it without looking. I just kind of let my hand flow. Some bigger grid journaling. Oh, I better get faster. We have 3 more to go through. Is anyone bored? Should we? I apologize if it's not. Maybe we should save some for other 2 for another day, or do we want to see them all? So then, at this point of my art, back to art type thing, I found out, and again because of Les Herger at Comfortable Shoe Studio here on YouTube, one of my favorite artists, she introduced me to these quick dry paint poster paint sticks. Oh my sweet goodness, my friends. Now Dollarama, if you're in Canada, Dollarama sells a set of 10 or 12 for like $4. This set obviously is a bigger set. These are the Dollarama colors down here, but I got a bigger set on Amazon. But they are awesome. They're not like gelatos. You already know my feelings about gelatos, or you probably remember my feelings about gelatos. But these, I've done multiple streams over the years in comparing different crayons and blah, blah, blah. These are the only ones that dry permanent. Like this is permanent. Like they are absolutely amazing. They go on top of everything. They dry in seconds. You can use other media on top of them. They're cheap. I don't know how. I don't know. A lot of this stuff I'm working on paper, so I don't know how well they work over other acrylic paint necessarily, or I haven't tried it myself anyways, but I really like them. And they're not that expensive. Oh, thank you so much, Amethyst. Oh, I'll definitely keep this video up and all the other ones in the future. I might private some of my old ones. This brand, the ones that I bought from Amazon. I need my phone again. I lost my phone. I just go whatever brand. Like when you look at it on Amazon, just search it on Amazon. Acrylic. No, excuse me, not acrylic. They're just called. This is a studio brand. My other. Can you pass me that one? on that bin, plastic bin. You see it right there? Please. Let us see. I think that they just. So I bought a couple different brands because some of them there was a different one. There's a pastel set called Chunkies. Just got them on Amazon. So there's a pastel set. And then the other Amazon one I bought, I think it was a pack of 24 or 36. They just say paint sticks. So just search for like tempera paint sticks, solid tempera paint sticks. They are so worth it. They're cheap. Well, relatively cheap. Gelatos for me, I just thought that they are so expensive for how much you get. And they just always frustrated me compared to like Neocolor 2s or um, the Crayola art sticks. Was that what they were called? The art, like the Crayola art ones were way better, or even like Portfolio 2s. But gelatos were just really expensive for something that wasn't permanent. Just not my style, I guess. Just not my style. I posted this one on Instagram, I believe. Just keep on going. You're welcome, Pam. Sometimes I drew boxes and I didn't put anything in, but I can always come back into these journals. And Sonia Britton, it just came to me. Sonia Britton, Britton. I really love her channel. She's a smaller creator. I love her abstract art. There's really the only. I haven't been watching too much. So here's where I started using these tempera paint sticks a little bit more, playing around with them, using up old markers. It felt so good. Wait till you see. I'm going to start a series, my friends. I plan on more videos, not just lives, once I in the future, once I get monetized again, which I need watch time hours for. Like I said, I let the demonetization happen, which is no big deal. I started this channel and wasn't monetized for years. I'm happy to stream without monetization now. But I do have videos planned, and now I totally forgot what I was saying and why I was saying it. Drink some coffee, Paula. Maybe it'll come back to me. There was something I was talking about. Crap. I can't remember. And that was it for this one. So this sketchbook took me 2 weeks to finish all of that. I was talking about Sonia Britton, and then I was talking about can't remember. So that's number 1 of 4. We'll look at 2, and if you guys want to keep going, we'll keep going. If not, we can come back next week. So number 2, this one I was talking about paint pens. Oh, it's gonna bother me. So originally I started this in September 2022. I restarted it on December 14th, and I finished it January 16th. So it took me a month to finish this one. This is that went well, right? Don't show anyone. That was from 2022. This is back to 2024 in December. Oh, I wasn't doing just lives. I was going to do some recorded. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I'm going to do. Have you guys looked in the makeup industry and they have those empties videos? That's what I want to do. So I want to focus a lot on using up some of my stuff and doing empty videos. You should see. I won't show you right now, but like I said, even these markers, I've kept them all the empty ones. I've kept all the pens, and I don't mean dried up. I mean used up. I just think it would be fun. It gives me such joy to use up stuff. So I've been thinking a lot about videos like that. So hopefully I'm going to collect my garbage and show my empties. Hopefully you will too. That would be exciting. That'd be interesting. I like to see what other empties other people have as well. What have you been using up lately? So the same thing. It's a second journal, and I'm doing a lot of the same, or excuse me, sketchbook. I'm doing a lot of the same thing. So the the last two I have, I've done more blind contour drawing, but I haven't really necessarily drew in. Oh, I'm still gonna do a live every week, regardless. When I start doing recorded videos, I'm still gonna stream live every week. I'm a streamer. I like to be live. Yeah. Lucy, Lucy says I mostly have empty wine bottles. Keep that. Well, you can keep the corks. That's exciting. That's something fun. You can keep the corks, carve them, turn them into stamps. Don't even have to carve them. You can just use them as stamps. That's fun. And again, like sometimes I guess I probably thought I was going to do some Zen doodling or Zen tangling in here, and I didn't do it. Same as that side. But I didn't put pressure on myself. It wasn't really about filling the sketchbooks. It was just more about moving my hand, getting back into art, trying to re-trigger my muscle memory. And if all I wanted to do right there is just that. Oh, is it boxed wine, Lucy? A lot of screw tops. Hey, there's nothing wrong with boxed wine either. I don't know. Not that I'm a drinker. I drink at Christmas. At Christmas I have my Baileys in my coffee, and that's pretty much it. But you'll see a lot of this where I'm just scribbling and coloring in with that black marker. And again, I want to go back. Maybe I'll go back and redo some of these books, but adding white or other colors on top. I was just doodling some of these, some near graphic art, sometimes just scribbling, but that's freeing. To me, it was so freeing just to get my hand moving again, whether it was coloring or just coloring or just drawing. Some blind contour drawing there. I definitely colored these in so that I would do white on top, some type of white doodling, but that never happened. Some trees from memory, nothing permanent. Nothing, no reference, I should say, nothing permanent. Apologize, I looked up and saw something. There's some blind contour drawing of a pop bottle, I think, and a couple things. I had some fun time with these tempera paint sticks, with those circles. And they dry in seconds. And sorry for the autofocus. And they're layerable, so if you do it right away, like if I went over this pink over this green, I'm going to create mud. So I give it 30 seconds or whatever, and then you can go over it and it doesn't create mud. Ooh. Yeah, apologize. I don't know how many times I'm going to apologize for the autofocus, but at least one more time. I used up a lot of markers and it felt so good. Just doing this simple mark making in a cheap, and that's why I say this is a $4 sketchbook. Like I have some, well, we all, maybe not we all, but a lot of us have some really expensive sketchbooks. So it was nice just to work in a $4 one. I'm sure you guys can find something from one of the dollar stores in your country, but just something cheap. And it was so freeing. There was no expectations. I didn't have a fear of a blank page. I just let my hand move. I followed a few tutorials from artists that really inspired me. You can see that I did this exercise a lot. Tempera paint sticks. I know my white balance is really weird because I don't know what you guys are seeing, but this is fluorescent in real life. These are the fluorescent tempera paint sticks I used. And the black marker goes on top of it, no problem. So as I was saying, I'm definitely going to stream live. I don't weekly art. I don't know if I'm going to. I work afternoons. I have Thursdays and Fridays off, so it'll be one of those days. And I don't know what time It could be any time. So I haven't, and I do work afternoons, so there is possibilities I could stream in the mornings. I think I'm just gonna flip through this one. I don't know if I'm boring the pants off of everybody. I really like that. Even though this is just the circles with the tempera paint sticks, I like how that looks. I use them a lot. I was really tested these out, or in not even no test. I wouldn't say necessarily testing them because I didn't test them on any other paper or media. But I really enjoyed scribbling and using them, and they last a long time. And they're smooth like lipstick. They're really nice. I really enjoy them. Sometimes just scribbling, sometimes making shapes. Pam, it's getting out of hand in here. Oh, this is something nice for my niece when from Christmas when we were playing bingo. I didn't win, but everybody else was winning. So my niece was asking my boyfriend if he wanted to be on a team or not. To team up with her to take us all down. Wow, that was a rough looking Christmas tree. It looks like a 3-year-old did it, but that's fine. I have a vase that kind of looks like that, so I was painting that. Are they smuggle? Smuggle. I don't know what smuggle. Oh, okay, Kathy. I was gonna say must not have been for me. They give a painterly look. Like I said, it's really. I've used them a lot, so that's why you see the whole. But let's see. They give a painterly look, and they're just so smooth, and it's gonna dry here in like less than 30 seconds, and then you can use anything over them, even like thinner markers, like a Papermate Flare or something like that. They're so fun. I was just using a broad Sharpie for these patterns, letting it squiggle down the thing. Oh, are they smudgeable? Only if if you're very quick, Kathy. Like when they put them down, it's definitely not going to smudge now. Now they're permanent. But as soon as you put them down, they may smudge a tiny bit, but you got to be fast. They're definitely good on cheap paper. Welcome, High Five Tribe. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like, the thumbs up, or you can hit the thumbs down. Regardless, either one I'm happy with. I really appreciate everybody being here after so long. I feel good. I was so nervous to stream after all this time, but now that I am streaming, it's just like old times. It's no different, other than this autofocus. I'll work that out before the next time I stream. Anybody else doing the 100-day project? I've never done it before. I've never done it before because I know myself. I'm not good at prompts. I'm not good at things that last a long time. But for me, I'm like, you know what? I need to do something meditative every day anyways. I love watercoloring. You know how many I've filled a couple different watercolor journals with swatches before. So I thought that's pretty simple. Like it's low pressure watercolor swatches. Takes me about 15 minutes in the morning. And I'm really happy with it so far. I'll show that here in a second. You only did 1 day, Pam? Oh no. Oh, that's awesome, Carol. It's fun. I'm like I said, it's been out for however many years. I've never done it, but I'm committed this time. I'm committed. You're doing fodder school. That sounds interesting. I know, Debbie, that's a hard part, but I'm forcing myself this year. I need one thing I've learned in the past little while is I need to force myself to do some things, and it's very hard. But I know, like I'm using cognitive behavior therapy, and I know that I may not want to do it at the second, but I know how I'm going to feel when I do it. Do. After I do it, while I'm doing it, and after I do it. So, like I said, some of it's just scribbling, using up markers, moving my hand, getting the muscle memory back. Oh, that's awesome, Michelle. I'm just trying to be creative every day, even if it's just putting scrapbook paper on walls in my teeny tiny office space. I'll be arting in my dining room, so it's back to the dining room, either on the couch as we are right now or at the dining room table. Well, that's awesome. Carol's doing watercolor mini paintings and some stitching as well. Those are tempera paint sticks. Lots of coloring, lots of scribbling. I colored in a lot of black shapes that I was going to use some white on and never did. I don't know if that's something from my niece, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to dox her, so no doxing. So I'll put this back. Yeah, so this was number two of four that I have done. That one was from December 15th to January 16th. You want to take a little hiatus and look at my watercolor journal real quick? I'm losing light over here. Do I still watch Oak Island? I had like maybe a year ago. Is this? I think it's still on, but I don't have cable anymore. But Oak Island, it was quite interesting, that's for sure. So I bought these little journals. They were a 2-pack on Amazon. What I'm used to, they're called Funto. I don't know. They were cheap. It's not the best paper, but for what I'm doing, it's actual watercolor paper. This is when I first got after Christmas, when I first got the new Gansai Tambi watercolors. So I've just been doing a little every day. This was the first one. Not very big. This is only is it 5x5 or 6x6? 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's a 5x5 journal. You can get episodes on YouTube. I might just have to. I really enjoyed that show. My watercoloring looks very washed out for some reason. But it could be the lighting. I'll have better lights and everything set up when I'm actually going to be doing some art. My fluorescent ones. I don't know how fluorescent that looks to you guys. So that's what it takes me to do this little thing. It takes me 15 to 20 minutes a day. And then this is what I did today with the granulating. What I did this morning with the Gansai Tambi granulating. But I guess we need a better paper. It didn't granulate or separate. I saw somebody say that are they really granulating colors or they're separating colors? But this is the first watercolor I've done in a long time, my friend. So I've really been enjoying it. That's awesome, Dar. That's great. That's so funny. That's awesome. Does he draw? Does he do art? So what do we want to do, guys? Do we want to call it a day? Do we want to look at my other 2 sketchbooks? Am I boring you to tears? What do we feel like? I've talked a lot today. I don't know if I've overwhelmed everybody or overwhelmed myself. Any questions for me? Any thoughts? I guess I should ask that. I've been gone a while. Any questions for me? We can do we won't do number 3 necessarily. I don't know. We'll just have something to look at here. Something for the thing to focus on. Thank you, Hive Tribe. My boyfriend Jake. He's in the room. I still have the dogs. They're 15 now, Pam. I was saying earlier before during the little pre-chat here, they're both 15. They're very strong. Asha can't see or hear anymore. Definitely can't hear at all. He can kind of see a little bit, or she can kind of see a tiny bit, but not really. But other than that, they're super healthy and happy. The color blocks? Which color blocks? Color blocks. Oh, thank you, Martha. I don't know if Jake's looking at the chat right now or not. No, he's not looking at the chat. They're saying hello.
Hello, everybody.
He's a little shy. Like Victoria Calderon style, just swatches. What I would call swatches. Just from my like what I've been doing in. Where did my little watercolor thing go? Oh, thank you, Glenda. I mean, doing these definitely was inspired by Anna Victoria Calderon. That's for sure. I need to get her books. That's one thing. I bought one book, I think, in the art book, and over these years, over the last 3 or 4 years, I think only one, and it was recent. It was a watercoloring book, but I haven't really even looked at it. I just bought it. I think I bought it for my birthday. But I love Anna Nicole Calderon. That's for sure. But all of these are only using two colors. I know have gotten some questions about how do I get so many colors just from two, and it's really just taking two piles. Sometimes I use more of one color, and then I mix that little pool, and then might add some water to it for the next one, and then remove water, and then add a tiny bit of a different color or the second color. I'll show that when we're set up to. I'll show that when we're more set up to at my dining room table. Because like all of this was all just two colors. And I was using some M. Graham paints, my friend. Boy, they really they're still good, that's for sure. And they're almost still moist. I know they're made with honey, but they're still moist. Some of my Daniel Smith color that are in the palette that have been in the palette for a long time. Uh, they're still nice, but the Daniel Smith ones, some of them were a little hard. They took a little priming. You know what else I made? I made a little where is it? I made a little I shaved off some of my Neocolor 2 crayons. So I made a little Neocolor 2 palette. Where is it? Is it in here? Yeah. But I don't know if you guys have tried this. It was so interesting because like, I shaved it off so that it looks like this. And then I love these sprayers. I don't know if you guys have any. The they spray they have the content. You can. Why am I showing it like you can see the spray is so fine you can't see it, and I'm showing it like you can. But these puff up. They puff up. It is so interesting. Good night, Martha. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I truly appreciate everybody. They're amazing sprayers. But it's so interesting how these will double in size. So if you're shaving them and you think that you're like, okay, that's enough in there, like only fill it about halfway because they're going to like really puff up. But the first thing I'll do, we'll do some watercoloring. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Maybe if I'll feel like it tomorrow. I'm not set up for that right now on the couch to do anything. I love those sprayers. I love those sprayers. But I think we'll save the next two sketchbooks for another time. I don't want to bore the pants off of anybody. Trying to think. I do want to talk. I do want to chat with you guys more though, because I want to know like what have I missed? What cool other than acrylic paint markers and what have I missed? What supplies? I haven't been buying anything. I don't know what's popular anymore. Not that it matters. I'm just doing art that matters to me and what feels good to me. Um, to me, that's what's important. But like these sticks and the acrylic paint markers with no shaky balls and like I love this new stuff. Like I need to get me that Dina Wakely. It's Dina Wakely, right? That has the new Ledger art journal from Ranger. That's so cool. I want one of those. Probably have to like colored sparkly pastes, kind of like light molding paste with glitter and like pink color. Can we make it ourselves? Trying to use what you have. Exactly, Glenda. That'll, let me show you it real quick. That's my new motto. Well, use it up has always been a motto. I just never, I guess I just didn't, all of this are all pens and markers I've used up in the past, maybe year. And these aren't dried up. These one, everything in here. Well, I lied. This is dried up. Razzler Frats and Distress markers. That's dried up. But everything else, like these are completely empty. I need to learn how to refill them, because these are really good tips. But when you do morning pages every day, you definitely use up a lot of pens. Yeah, I did, Debbie. I destashed before moving here. And, but now I'm just excited about using what I have. It feels so good to use something up. And in my brain, right, I've always had this, like, during my art, let's just have something to look at. During this whole time I've created, even before that, like when I first started rubber stamping, I always feel like I have backups. Like I have to have a backup, and like I'm trying not to be that way anymore, and I'm trying to use stuff up, because if I use something up, if I really liked it, I can always buy another one. Save up and buy another one. Oh, that's sad, Ali. Hopefully everything's okay. I do remember when I covered the journal with pens. I'm proud of that one, Glenda. Though that fit perfectly. I love that cover. And they were all empty. I was so proud of that. Thank you. I have it on the shelf. I could get it for you in about 30 seconds. I know exactly where it is. Yeah, justifying my purchases and not wasting them. But I did buy backups of these Sharpie paint markers, creative markers, I should say. And apparently they have new colors. I can't wait for those. But again, I don't know how many Canadians I got going on in the chat. There's also this brand. This is just this artist series. I got these at Dollarama. They're also acrylic paint markers. And they were only $5 for 12. This one might be a little dried up because I've used them a lot. So check them out because they're kind of everywhere. Even the no-name ones, I have not had any good luck with the no-name. I wouldn't say no-name, it's branded, but not Sharpie, but cheaper brands of acrylic paint markers. And the only ones I haven't liked are the brush tip ones. I haven't had good. Maybe it was just the brand that I bought. I think that what Arctics has some fancy ones that are more expensive. I don't know if that means they're better necessarily, because they couldn't, Arctics rebrands other things. So, but anyways, I want to hear all that good stuff. Please follow me on, if you want to see any of my art, follow me on Instagram, because Facebook is just, like I said at the beginning, it's so confusing. There's posts from days ago, and I don't know, like we all know what's being posted on Facebook these days. So follow me on Instagram so I can follow you back and see what kind of art you're creating, because that's where I'm looking at other people's stuff and being inspired and all of that. Yeah, Ali, these are not acrylic or alcohol markers. These are acrylic markers, and they are awesome. There's some friend. Oh, Jake did this. This is what he did without looking, and this is what he did with a reference. He's looking a little shy right now. He drew some cups. Blind contour drawing, and then... So he's done more drawing in my sketchbook than I have. Some blind contour drawing. Anyways, this is... I said I wasn't going to flip through anymore. And right, I guess we shall go. I truly appreciate everybody being here. And I don't know. I'll keep you updated about when I decide I'm going to do some streaming in art next week, whether it's Thursday or Friday, what time of day or not. I don't know what's good for everybody. Also, more importantly, what's good for me. Because if I didn't choose a time that's good for me, then I wouldn't stream at all. So, but I'm also on afternoon, so I could do a morning stream. I don't know. I almost played with the idea of doing a half an hour morning stream to do my watercolor swatching, just so like a half an hour every morning, quick chat. I don't have to leave. I get up, I become a morning person. I get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and don't leave for work till 1, but I get ready around 11:30. So I do have like 3.5 hours in the morning where I kind of do art, my watercoloring, and all of that stuff. So um, I did play around with that idea. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people would be interested in that, if half an hour is enough. I don't want to like tease people and be like, nope, this is, gotta run to work. I don't know. I mean, I would still obviously, if I did a little morning stream, I would still stream once a week on my days off, which is Thursday and Friday. It was so wonderful to see you again, Robin. I wish we could. I wish we could chat about that other community because I've got Jake addicted to it. Oh, what drama is going on right now? It's like our little secret. Like I said, I just don't know if anybody would be interested in a half an hour stream. Robin. I just don't know how many. Anyways, we won't go there. Oh, thank you so much, Malu. Thank you, Dar. I thought that a little half an hour we could all do it. It wouldn't just be me. We could just all get on our watercolors or whatever we're doing together. Maybe it's a little doodle in our mark making sketchbook or something. But to get our hands moving in the morning, kind of like a workout video. You would do your... Oh, that's interesting. How you would do your little half an hour of workout. Maybe we need to do a little morning workout, art workouts or something. That's an idea I need to play around with. But I really enjoyed my time. I was really nervous after all this time. I truly appreciate everybody being here. I'll be back very soon. Probably, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some watercoloring tomorrow. I can do my tomorrow will be what, day 13? And I'm not even cheating. I know, so I shouldn't say it's not cheating whenever you do art, but I know some people that do these product... Night, Kathy. I know some people that do these like 100-day projects will do multiple days and then post it every day, if that makes sense. But I'm really doing it every morning. I'm doing it every morning. But again, I truly appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell on. I know I have to say that because I'm not monetized anymore, and YouTube does not push non-monetized content. So sometimes you might not even you might not see the pop-ups, but keep your eye out on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. I'll try to... I don't use Twitter at all anymore, and I still call it Twitter. I don't use Twitter at all anymore. I don't even know if anybody does anymore. So I know Instagram has that Threads. I'm sorry, guys, I had like tickle in my throat, but I've never gone over there to see what that is. But thanks again, guys. I truly appreciate everybody. Good night. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, Glenda. Night, Terry, Cheryl, Pam. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see you soon. Truly appreciate everybody.